Hey, okay, I almost dropped my camera. But it's Annie O, the realtor you need to know. And I'm about to tour this property for you, which is a 2-story, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, just over 2,300 square feet. Excuse me about that. And it's in the community of Angeline. So just to give you a good walkthrough of what you can expect living here in terms of the actual house. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it and give it a thumbs up or like. Let me know. See you soon. Something about these new homes that they are doing is more of the smart home features automatically being built into the home. And we do have natural light with the way they designed this one. Now you can get it where it doesn't have the glass front insert. It's just a solid door. Also the light switches, they switched over to this kind of weird toggle style that you can switch. Like this doesn't actually do anything. Oh, it does. See, it gives you the ability where you can flip it on and off, or it's more of a press feature. So that one actually controls the outside light right there. But they've switched that recently. Now this area, when you first walk in, is kind of designed for a mud room, but this is if you have guests, because this is not your main entrance if you are coming home after work or anything like that, because most likely you'll be going through the garage, which I'll show you in just a second. We walk in the hallway. It's actually a good width. It looks a little narrow just because of where I am. And I do want to emphasize that today it's not a sunny day out. It actually looks like it's about to start storming here in a second. So that's why it's a little gloomy, but it is midday. So with all of that being said, the fact that it is still this bright in here and it doesn't look like you're inside a cave is actually a huge plus. I do say that that is a bonus of having the glass insert over here. And all you would have to do is just potentially frost it to get your privacy. You don't have people like looking in right at you. But even with it being a glass insert, the fact that you're in the house and you're not just staring right into like your main living area or where people would be sitting is a really nice touch. This door right here, as we walk in, is your powder room. And there you go. It's classic, nothing fancy, gets the job done. It does have ventilation system, by the way. Now, when I was talking earlier about you coming home from work, this is the door I was talking about, because this is the actual garage. It is a two-car garage with one giant door. And they do give you this really nice space. So even though the width of this garage, just keeping it real, this is very much a standard 2-car. Like I can't imagine you having too much space on either side to have a lot of space for storage. If you put 2 cars in here, you could fit a truck. I will say a full-size truck. Yeah, let's see, full cab, full bed, like 8-foot bed, maybe a little tight. Definitely not a dually, but if you figured you had 2 cars or an SUV and a car, you could totally fit those in here, but it would be extremely tight to be able to walk around them and have storage. So that's where this little storage feature is definitely gives you that ability to still have space back here with your water heater. And of course, you have outlets everywhere, so you could build it in, and then more like that switch. See? All right, let's actually check out the house now. So you're coming home from work, walking right there. Now you're kind of seeing your actual living space. We do have the upstairs right there, which we'll go and check out in a minute. But we have the big open layout here where you have your living room, your dining room, and your kitchen all in one. Just take that in real quick. Something that they added here, which I do like, is this little closet, which is kind of that bump in the wall. Now it is designed as a cloak closet, but of course, putting your vacuum in here, your broom, having your basic cleaning supplies, that kind of thing would be completely practical, because that's what I would put in there. Now with the kitchen, we do have solid stone cabinets, countertops, while we have the cabinetry, and it does come without any actual hardware, so that would be your responsibility, but it does have the soft close feature. Not on everything. Let's see. So the cabinet doors do feature it. The actual drawers do not. That's actually good to know. It'd be like a spice drawer. Yep. And that's what's included in the home itself. And the same with the uppers. It's not bad. It does have that blank slate feature, so that way you can put whatever you want in here. I kind of like that they don't install the hardware, so it gives you a little more ability to customize it. They do electric here. They do not do gas. Just FYI for those people who love cooking on gas. Yeah. You have your microwave that does come out. I will forewarn you though, it does not actually vent out of the house. So what happens is it cycles the air straight in and then it just kind of comes out the top here. So now that could be something if you're like a big cook, heavy fish style person and you just want to do all that, just be prepared for that when it comes to cooking because this is in the middle of the house. If you wanted to do that as an add-on later, it could be done, but it's not going to be the easiest thing. So in terms of cost factor, just factoring that into it. I will say this is nice how you have this huge extra set of cabinets here and countertops. So, you know, this is your main prep area. When you're thinking about it, if you're hosting, like I love how they set it up where it's 3 very well sized. They didn't smash 4 into this area, but you figure you have people over. If your kids are hanging out and they have friends over and they're playing video games or something, you're making snacks or you're prepping dinner. That's what this area is going to be for. This area I can see as being your main setup for like your coffee. You could have like your blender over here. Any of those appliances that you know you use on the regular, that would be stationed over here. And it is a nice bonus that you have a well-sized pantry. It's under the door upstairs, so imagine it's like your Harry Potter cupboard at the same time being your pantry. But it does make that very usable too, because you figure in that area is where you would store your bulk paper towels and just like anything massive in bulk that you want to put there. Then you have this here, but you could definitely have this space used really well. That they just give you that, and it's tucked away. And the appliances that you see do come as part of the package with the home, just letting you know as well. Now this is a pretty good, it's very solid. First off, this is a block home, but I'd say the heights here, we're talking 10 feet high. I just have to double check. And then the way this whole room is laid out, you do know and how you're going to be designing this space. This is very easy to tell. This is the dining area of the house. That's your living room. And then, of course, your little backyard. Now, you do have the ability where you could extend out. Let me open this actually. Your patio. So this one doesn't have it because it would be an add-on feature. But you do have the concrete pad, like that's a standard. What I mean by extending out actually that cover, so that way it's a full covered lanai area. Kind of like what they did with that one now. See how they actually extended the roof out and they actually put out so that the entire area of your patio is covered. It's not screened in. That's something you would have to do on your own afterwards, but you do have that ability to do it. It just depends on what phase of the build that they're in to be able to complete something like that. But like they could do something and they just extend it out here for you and get it done. Also from the fences, if you notice right over there, let's see if I can, I told you it's not a bad day. So this fence right here, this community, it is designed where you can have the privacy fences, which is like that vinyl plank that you see coming up, except for the back when you are facing any kind of conservation or water feature. So with this house, that would be the same thing, where as you're coming out, the backyard actually goes all the way to basically right after these trees, because that is part of your yard. So just so you know, if you have any kind of pets and you want them to be able to go outside, that's how you would have to do the fencing. Again, if you're facing any kind of conservation in the back. If not, though, if you're on a lot that faces another neighbor and you're back to back, you can completely have the privacy fence all the way around. But so where I'm standing is the property line. So just give you an idea, that's how much space that you have to work with. You can certainly fence this in on both sides, have your backyard private. You could do more pavers. You can actually install a pool. Like, sky's the limit on whatever you want to do with that. So now let's go ahead and walk back inside so we can actually check out the sleeping quarters. All right. And I gotta say, I feel pretty lucky that I made it and I was able to get outside and I didn't get rained on. All right. Actually, I do love these. All right, upstairs we go. Again, right here. Oh, also to note, if you notice, this is vinyl plank flooring that it gets installed in the downstairs main living areas, and then the upstairs is carpet. Okay. The home itself is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So you saw the half bath downstairs. All 4 bedrooms are upstairs. And as you see right now, the first thing you walk and see when you walk upstairs is a little loft area. I think they did great because we got a little Star Wars action there. Gotta love that. ET. They got it set up. Now let's take a look at the secondary bedrooms. This is secondary bedroom number 1. Got the closet space, good sized closets. I guess the job done. I always wonder, like, how much clothes do kids really need if it's for them? But I have 3 children. I know exactly how much clothes they need and want and want. So I can't say nothing about that. I like how they did it. The layout itself. There you go. There you go. Good. This particular home builder as well, when looking at it, the upstairs is also all the exterior of the home. That's actually one right. Is that one? Basically, the second story exterior of this particular builder is concrete block too. So if that's something you're concerned about, it is not standard here in the state of Florida to have concrete block in the second story. So not every builder does that. I want to let you know so at least you're aware if that's something you're concerned about. What they do is the first story will be the block for the house for the exterior construction, so it's concrete block, but then the second story would be wood frame and then like siding, things like that. This closet is your HVAC. This house, it is 2,400 square feet, so we do have one unit. At least tells you the SEER rating. It is a 3-ton, so that's not bad at all for this size. Oh, I gotta say, I do love how they installed this. This should actually have more to it from the, like, that should be where you put your filter in. Very good. It's done really well. Something that you can think about or add into your house, it's something that we did because I have horrible allergies, is a UV filter installed into your HVAC equipment. Now there is a crawl space right there to get up to the attic. It is not a full attic in terms of being able to walk everywhere, just keeping you up to date with that. It's more of just an insulated little area there. And we'll go to that one last. Here is one of the secondary bathroom. It does come with a bathtub, and it is this insert, as you can see. So think of those plastic inserts they put in with the tub. So this is ceramic, but then you have the insert, so that's how you have those little cubbies right there. But for a secondary bathtub to have 2 sinks, that does make it very practical. As someone who had 2 daughters that had to share a bathroom, trust me, it was really practical. Linen closet that is extremely deep. Your laundry room being upstairs, which is very practical considering we do have the laminate flooring in here too. But all the bedrooms being upstairs, having your laundry room upstairs just makes sense. You do have an extra outlet right here. So if you wanted to actually install or have a steam machine, any kind of that stuff where you do your hanging and washing and like your ironing and everything, you could just have it all done right here. Bedroom number 3. Now this one is, we also are facing the back of the house, where the other 2 are facing the front. Good size room. This is a queen size bed, just give you a depth. So it is a bigger room than the other 2, set up as a guest room. And closet is exactly the same as all the others that we saw. I'm going to get you from a different angle just so you can see the layout really well. This builder, as you can see, none of the secondary bedrooms have ceiling fans. You would have to install that yourself. All right. Now to the bedroom that actually makes sense and that everyone wants to see, the master. All right, here we go. It is a king size bed. Same thing. Let me take a look at the ceiling. They're very high. You could have a very large ceiling fan right there, drop down a good 18 inches and not have to worry about hitting your head on it or anything like that. We have the closet. There we go. Definitely a walk-in. Huge plus that there's a window as well. There you go. You can see and this is standard in what it comes with as far as like the shelving. Gives you plenty of space. It is a blank slate, so you can put in whatever kind of shelving, cabinetry, custom closet setup you want. And then let's go to the primary bathroom. Same thing with toggle switches. Just give you an idea. All right. Again, nice natural light window. We have a shower separate. Vent. Linen closet. Actually a good sized linen closet too. Looks a lot, like it's deeper than the closets for the bedrooms that were in the secondary bedrooms. We have a secondary linen closet. Looking at it now, obviously that's more of like the linen closet. It's a little more shallow and everything. That's just like a secondary closet that you have on top of the walk-in over there. So if you wanted to do almost like a his and hers, really create a little separation. If you wanted more of that closets for all your hanging of your gowns, because you're always going to balls and galas, absolutely. You can have it all right there. Instead of needing a dresser in here to save space, you can use this closet as the dressers. That's really neat. The throne room, everyone likes to know. And yes, you do have an actual exhaust fan. Love that it actually has a separate door. All water closets I consider for healthy relationships should be like that. And then of course your vanities. Hi. We do have a decent amount of storage here. Like the vanity itself, looking at it, just to give you an idea, is not huge. Like this setup, if you figure, anything from makeup, kind of self-care items, things like that isn't necessarily that large. However, you do have a ton of space right here that you can utilize for that. And just in general, there's a corner right there. So I guess it really just depends on what you'd be utilizing this space for. But you definitely have tons of space between the walls, just this little sitting area right here that you can design, put a vanity in. Actually, putting like a little vanity right here where you have the natural light with the mirror reflecting right there would be a smart choice for all us girlies who love to put on makeup and sparkles. All right, there you have it. Here is a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house, new construction. It's a block-on-block construction home. So the first story and the second story, just over 2,300 square feet, shy of 2,400 square feet. And if you have any questions, want any more details or information that maybe I didn't just necessarily discuss in this video about the community or this particular home as well, feel free to give me a call, 813-531-1151. And I will see you next time.